Abroad Pod.
Hello, I'm your host, Rowan Lomas, and this is the Teaching Abroad Pod. On this episode, I'll be speaking with an EFL teacher with experience teaching in both Thailand and online. While I haven't taught in Thailand myself, I did indeed travel there, and it is one of the most memorable places I've ever been for things like visiting temples and the amazing street food, snorkeling, things like that. So I'm really looking forward to talking about these things. On that note, I am happy to introduce Oxford Seminars graduate Kendra Johnson. She holds a bachelor's degree in general studies with emphasis on business and communication from the University of Idaho. She completed her Oxford Seminars TEFL certification in May of 2014 before setting off for one semester of teaching in Thailand in that same year. Kendra also has taught English online since 2019 and gained experience in a variety of non-teaching fields such as children's therapy, data entry, and food service, including time as a chef on private yacht charters. Welcome to the Teaching Abroad pod, Kendra.
Thank you. I
So,
feel very welcome.
as mentioned in your bio, you've got quite a varied background in many fields, including teaching abroad and teaching online. What would you say is your calling in life?
I think my calling in life is to be a teacher. I became a mother 3 years ago, and I think that is probably the biggest teaching position I've ever had. I think whether it's English or cooking or art, teaching is definitely my forte.
All right. And now I don't have any scuba experience personally, but two of my favorite places ever to have snorkeled were on Koh Chang in Thailand and in Maui in Hawaii. Just like the pure volume of beautiful tropical fish you can see in relatively shallow waters is quite amazing. It's kind of like swimming in an aquarium. So why I bring this up is I saw you did your open water scuba certification back in 2021. Have you done much scuba diving?
Sadly, I got certified in a river and a cave in Florida. So I have yet to go scuba diving in the ocean, which I think is building up to something very great because I really want to go in the ocean. And I'm also wondering if you were following me because the very memorable places I've snorkeled were Koh Chang in Thailand and Maui in Hawaii.
Are you serious? That is totally
Yeah.
coincidental.
Yeah. Yeah, those are both places where I saw absolutely amazing sea life. As well, snorkeling, I was in the Virgin Islands when I was cooking on boats, and I got to hold hands with a little octopus that I found. And
Whoa,
it
that's
was really
something.
cool.
Did you
Yeah,
get video?
no, it was just me and the octopus, and I had to hold my breath, so that was where scuba diving would have been nice. He held my hand probably 10 times, and every time I had to unleash him to go back up and take a breath. So eventually he crawled into the hole because he was tired of me taking his little
That
suction cups
sounds
off. But
amazing.
yeah,
Congrats.
that was a really beautiful experience.
So, back to Thailand. Where did you teach in Thailand? In which city?
I taught in Lopburi. I apologize for the pronunciation if it's
Sounded
off,
great to me, but
but
I'm not Thai.
I would actually at the train station, there was an experience where I was trying to go to Lopburi and I had heard there's a Lopburi. So it's
Oh,
different. And so I was trying to tell the people, and it took like 3 times for me saying it for them to be like, Lopburi, Lopburi. And I was like, that's what I was saying. That's literally what I
I
said.
can totally relate from Korea. I guess just the joys of being a foreign teacher. Like I lived in Gwangju, just how I thought it's pronounced, and most people I think would agree that that's close enough. But I was at the bus station in Seoul, at Gangnam, trying to buy a bus ticket back to Gwangju, and they're like, Gwangju? Gyeongju? All these bigger cities that they think I'm talking about. Like, no, Gwangju, Gwangju. It's quite an experience trying to buy some public transit tickets.
Yeah.
So, Lopburi, yes, I've been there actually. That was one of the cities, Lonely Planet sort of inspired me to go to when I was in Thailand. So I had the joy of experiencing all the monkeys of Lopburi. How did you like that experience?
That's what I was most excited for. It's just funny when you get there. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of other very monumental sites to see around the world. When you zoom out, like what kind of environment they're actually in. So you see these temples and they're really pretty, but it's just a small part of the city and the monkeys really live everywhere. So part of the fun of being a new resident of Lopburi is learning how you go about getting your food, which is mostly in plastic bags. So if they see a plastic bag, they know that your food is in it. So you have to plan ahead of time.
Did you ever lose anything to a monkey?
Yes, I went to get my friend was not feeling very well, so I went to get her an omelet. And this Thai man drives by us on a motorcycle and is yelling like, "Hey!" And I turned around and there's a monkey running up to my bag and he jumps on my bag and I thought I got away because I still had it in my hand. And he had slit the bag and the box underneath, so the omelet just fell right out onto the
Like
ground.
this monkey had a knife?
So he no, he slit it with his
I'm just
nail.
picturing this like little
And it
criminal
was just
monkey with a
sitting.
knife cutting your bag open.
Oh, all the Thai people were just laughing. It was so funny. It was so funny. And he's just sitting there like he does it all the time. And they probably do.
City belongs to them. You're just a visitor.
Yes, exactly. It's their city.
So what would you say were the highlights and lowlights of living in Lopburi?
Well, I mean my highlights really come with teaching. It's why I want to go do it again. It's the only time I've taught in person, and it's just the most in-depth cultural experience you can possibly have. You get to, kids are the core of every society, any society, and being able to see what they do all day, how they interact, what they eat, how they interact with the teachers, what the teachers eat, like being able, the experience of getting to eat what the teachers eat every day, that was probably one of the biggest highlights. And sharing it with, I had another foreign teacher with me. Her name was Kat. She's from the UK. And we just experiencing our faces when we saw some of this stuff and trying it. And it was so fun. It was so fun. So I think my biggest joy came from the school, really, and just around town. I was blonde and blue-eyed, and it was the year Frozen came out, so all the students around town would call me Elsa, and it was pretty special. The downfall, I would say, the city was it was a little bit dirty in areas. Like it was just it has one main road, so it gets really congested, and that's the road you take to get to school. Which some people like it because it's more convenient. You can take the little songthaews. Those things are pretty cool. They're like taxis, which you just get to go to the road and wave down. You don't have to be in an actual stop. It just picks you up and drops you off
Not
where
a
you want.
tuk-tuk, it's something different.
Not a tuk-tuk. It's called a songthaew. So it's a truck basically, and then in the bed of the truck they put two benches and a cover on top, and then little footrest things that you can get up and out. And you just go to the main road and you wave it down, and sometimes it'll stop, and if it's full, it'll pass by, and then you pay like 5 baht or something, and then you just hit a button when you get off.
So it's
It's
like a
so
city bus almost.
yeah, but way better because it's so much more convenient. You can get on and off wherever you want. It doesn't have to
Oh, it
be
doesn't
an
have
actual stop.
specific
So you don't,
stops. Okay.
yeah, so it's way easier as a foreigner to figure it out because you don't need to actually go to a stop and read signs. Like they just say, "Oh, go to the road and look for the song towel," and then you wave at it. That's it.
Cool. Oh,
And then push the button when you want to get off.
very
So
convenient.
that was pretty easy.
And what other places would you recommend people just must visit if they're ever in Thailand?
Let's see. I didn't travel as much as other teachers because I was trying to save money to go to Italy. So, but I would say Koh Chang was a good island. We went camping out in like I would say like northeast part of Thailand. I want to say it was like Kanchanaburi, if that's not right. Anyway, in the northeast part of Thailand, I would say is really pretty camping. And then outside of Lopburi, more than the monkeys, like way more than the monkeys, I would say there's a sunflower field that blooms. I remember it was blooming for my birthday in November. And you go out to the sunflower fields and you can hike up this. mountain and watch the sunset. And when there's a Buddhist temple, a monk's temple up at the top of the mountain, and then when the sun sets, all these bats fly out of the cave, and you get to watch them
Whoa,
fly out into the sky for sunset. So that was my first like really amazing experience there. So I would definitely recommend that.
sounds gorgeous.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry that the bats are going to come attack you.
No, no. They have these giant caves there. Like you can walk into the caves and see all the bats hanging in the caves, but they don't have any interest in humans.
Good to know. And what about any hidden gems you'd recommend, whether it's a city, a neighborhood, a restaurant, particular food or drink you think people should check out?
In Thailand, my favorite dish was mumanao, so which is like the spiciest thing you can order. It's pork, thinly sliced pork with chili lime sauce, and Thai people never wanted to bring it to me. They would say no, no, no. Like
Too
they say
spicy.
they say falang for like foreigners. They'd be like no falang, like no, no, no. Like it's spicy, and I said I know, and then they'd finally bring it to me, and I'd be like crying while I ate it, but it was so good.
Tears of
And
joy.
then, yeah. And then I would say the best, like the hidden spots are all night markets. Like in Lopburi, there's not a lot of restaurants. There's a few Thai restaurants. I went to pretty much there's like three westernized restaurants that I ate everything on the menu. But for the good Thai food, it's really just the little carts you see everywhere with the umbrellas and the old Thai man making fried rice and you see like a big flame, like it's the coolest. And you sit at a tiny table with little plastic chairs and you just eat in the middle of the street. Like it's the coolest experience. It's the best food. It's the cheapest food. That's going to be anywhere and you just find it by walking around. Like it doesn't have a name.
And that pork dish, what was it called again?
Moo Manao.
Do you see that on the menus of Thai restaurants in North America?
I've asked for it a few times and they always know what I'm talking about. There's a special Thai place down in Key West that I would frequent and they would make it for me
But it's a
anytime I go
special
visit.
order. It's not on the menu.
No.
Because I was thinking, like, I've been to a lot of Thai restaurants outside of Thailand, and they've got your standard, curries and noodle dishes, but that was not a name that rung a bell.
Yeah, no.
Okay, for those
Try
of you who
it. You
know,
can
you have to
try it.
request
If
it.
you go to a Thai restaurant, you can try it.
All right, I'll do that.
Muma now.
What about this school? What kind of school did you teach at in Thailand?
I I never really had anyone discuss those details. Like I believe it was a military school because they had a military base like next door.
For
So,
children?
and
A
then
military school for children?
no, like I don't know if it was like when the kids turned 18 they went there, or like if their parents were in the military.
How old were your students?
Well, our school was like kindergarten through 12. So it was all the grades and I taught kindergarten through 6th grade.
I see. It was just connected somehow to the military.
Yes, and I don't know, I'm not sure if it was religious. I do know that we had a very long opening ceremony every day. So, like sometimes it was longer, sometimes it was shorter, but every day we had to line up. I'm not sure if that's the norm in Thailand or if my school was like a special school.
Good question. I have no idea. Um, and your class sizes, how big were they?
Oh, big. Mine were like 45 or more kids in each class. I remember
45
I
or
was taken aback.
more.
Yeah, 45 or more. That's why I started counting because I was just I was just blown away at how many students that was. So,
And did you have a co-teacher?
yes, I usually had a co-teacher. They would more just step in. They were more for like behavior. Again, education when I taught at least was not required in Thailand. So you get a little more rambunctious kids than you do in in the
So with a class that size, was it more like lecture based, or did you break them into groups and have them doing group work, pair work, stuff like that?
I decided after seeing what the norm is In Thai culture, it's very strict. They do ruler smack sometimes. It's a lot of repetition and copying, not necessarily understanding what they're copying down. So I just made it my mission. I wanted the students to feel loved and I wanted the students to have fun. And so I gathered together, I had over 700 students. So I gathered together all the art supplies I could find. I had my mom send art supplies so that I could incorporate art into pretty much every assignment. I took the kids outside all the time. I had them running through the halls. The teachers thought I was crazy. We played with water balloons. Like the last day, I quizzed them on questions about me and let them pop water balloons over my head.
Sounds like you did make it a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Must have
yeah,
been memorable.
yes.
And in terms of Thai culture, do you have any wisdom about things to avoid doing or even saying as a teacher in Thailand to make sure it's a good experience?
Yes, yeah. The feet, big thing. Don't ever point the bottom of your feet at somebody, especially a monk. I saw uh, a traveler on the train one time, and she was sitting reading a book, and she had her feet up on the seat, and it was facing a monk, and then he stood up and walked away, moved to a different car. So definitely, they take their monks and respect very seriously. They just believe that all your negative energy goes out through the bottom of your feet. So you leave your shoes outside, and you don't point your feet at anybody.
So respectful of monks, don't point your feet. Anything else?
No, I think other than that, Thai people are really, really sweet.
Wonderful. And you have been, as I mentioned, teaching online since about 2019. How do you like teaching online compared to teaching in person?
Teaching online I definitely don't like it as much as being in person. I think I've learned a lot from my students, which is cool. It kind of lets me live vicariously through them when I'm not in a country. But yeah, it doesn't pay as much. My current job is just free conversation mostly, so that's why it's so fun. It's just free flowing but I definitely prefer teaching in person because I like the cultural experience. I'm not in it just for English teaching. So
Do your online schools provide all the teaching materials, or do you have to plan lessons yourself?
it varies. There's all different companies, so it depends on what you're looking for. I currently have a 3-year-old, so I wanted one that I could just hop on and teach quickly and not lesson plan. So that's the one I'm going with right now, which I think is also why it doesn't pay as much. I think they pay more when you do more of the work.
Hmm. And I have heard it can be a bit challenging to make ends meet as an online English teacher. Do you have any advice on how to do that?
Not yet. My classes only pay like four something per class, so I'm not even making $10 an hour.
Oh, so short classes.
Yeah, 25-minute classes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I have heard some people be like, "Yeah, I'll work for this Chinese company in the mornings and the evenings, and then I'll work for this European country in the middle of the day." And they're just kind of like bringing as many teaching hours together as possible for multiple sources. But it'd be a lot for sure. Could be a challenge.
yeah.
Well, I guess I could ask where you're looking to go for your next teaching adventure. What's next on your bucket list?
I wish someone could tell me. I once had the aspiration to go to every country in the world. So
Wow,
I am very much interested in teaching in many, many countries.
that's quite the bucket list.
Um, yeah, so my next goal really is to just be my daughter's teacher. I really want, I've been a teacher for so many years and I just really want that experience. So I'm currently applying for positions abroad where maybe I could be her teacher and have her in my class. So
All right.
I
Well,
am thinking maybe I'm looking into China, Japan, Vietnam, Korea, Colombia, Mexico, Costa Rica, just to name some.
you can just country hop as she progresses through the grades.
Yeah, that was kind of my idea. So. Not many people really get it, you know? Not a lot of people have taught English abroad, so they don't really know the magic that it can be. So,
Until you do it, you really have no
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners before we let you go?
I would say just dive right in is the best thing you can do. And if you get lonely, start to genuinely, dive into your environment, like the people around you, the food, everything. And it also gets better. Is like it's not always easy at first, but if you give it time, you can get used to anything, you know? So
Fantastic. Great advice.
yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for joining us on the podcast today. It was so great having you.
Yeah, thanks, Rowan.
Before we go, I do have a little job placement update for those job seekers who may be listening. So the K-12 schools in Thailand, like the type of place Kendra taught in, are kind of wrapping up hiring for the school year start in May. But if you'd like to apply for short-term second semester contracts beginning around October and November, you should start applying around July or thereabouts. For those wanting to teach online, online English teaching positions tend to be available throughout the year. Most of the better paying online teaching jobs seem to be available with schools based in Asia, many of which do require a 120-hour TEFL certification in addition to a bachelor's degree. So if you aren't TEFL certified to 120 hours or more, look into getting that qualification in order. And be sure to get in touch with your job placement advisor to start preparing your application. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Teaching Abroad pod. We'll be releasing new episodes monthly for the foreseeable future. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Remember, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the usual places. If you have any great ideas you'd like to hear us discuss in upcoming episodes, please leave them in the comments on YouTube or email us at teachingabroadpod@oxfordseminars.com. Thanks for listening.